Hello, Bruce.
G'day, Simon.
And hello to everyone who's listening.
Hi there.
My name is Simon Wells.
And my name is Bruce Fielding.
And we are both professional voiceover artists.
We are. That's why you sound like this.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. We have decent studios and decent microphones.
And not too bad voices,
Yeah,
one hopes.
Yeah, well, the wonders of technology.
I actually sound like this in real life.
Yeah.
So we are here presenting to you Factoraly, which is, how would you describe it, Bruce?
I would describe it as facts, orally.
Fine, yes. We are fact-loving, trivia-researching nerds.
Sadly, yes.
And each week we come here and we pick a particular subject and we chat about it for about half an hour or so.
That's right.
And all you lovely folks get to listen to us do so.
And we have a randomised subject picker. And
Indeed.
This week, the randomised subject picker has picked grass.
It's picked some grass.
It's a big subject.
Isn't it? Yep, it's another one of those ones that looks like it should be nice and simple, but it actually seems to cover half of the living organisms in the planet.
26%.
26%?
Yeah.
Really? Crikey.
26% of all plant life is grass.
Cool. So this will be nice and succinct then.
Well, of course, there are things that are grass that don't look like grass.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So
We'll get onto this.
I'm
After
sure
you tell
we
me
will.
why it's called grass.
Okay, so the word grass, it means grass, which is nice and easy.
Yep.
From an Old English word, grass, from
Yep.
Proto-Germanic, grass, which was from Proto-Indo-European, grass. But that version of grass meant to grow.
Okay.
And from that word, we also get graze
Yeah.
and green.
Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
they're all connected. So,
Yes. Well, there's a place called Grasse in France where they grow all the perfume.
oh, is that right?
Yeah. In fact, see our episode on perfume. I think we mentioned grass in there, maybe.
I expect we probably did. It seems like the sort of thing we would do. The definition of grass is a little bit trickier than the etymology of grass. We all know what grass is. I would imagine that when you say the word grass to anyone, they sort of picture short green things that grow in the lawn and you mow it, and that's what grass is.
Yes, and
It's really not. I found a fabulously complicated series of definitions from the OED
okay.
saying that grass is a common wild plant, specifically referring to plants from the Poaceae category,
Yeah.
which are categorized by their narrow leaves, hollow stems, and wind-pollinated flowers. So that doesn't actually apply to an awful lot of grasses. There are some grasses to which that does not apply, so that doesn't
Yes.
help. Then I looked up this weird family name that I just read, Poaceae. Poaceae, also called Gramineae, is a large and nearly ubiquitous family of the monocotyledonous flowering plants commonly known as grass.
They're not helpful.
Not helpful at all.
I think that mono thing is it's because it comes from one ovary, I think.
Yes, that's right. One flower from one ovary, which puts me in mind of the definition of a berry.
Yes.
But a berry is not a grass. Neither is a grass a berry. So, wow.
Unless it's a grassberry.
Oh, well, heck, that's just something different altogether. There are over 12,000 species of grass.
Yes.
So we're not going to name them all.
I mean, it's not just the green stuff.
No.
I mean, bamboo is grass.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you know, if I said to you that grass can grow up to 150 feet,
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Yeah.
that would take a lot of mowing.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it?
I mean, technically, palm trees are a grass.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There are things that are grass that you don't think of as grass,
Such as?
such as rice,
Mm-hmm.
wheat, corn, sugarcane, barley, rye, just lots and lots and lots of things that are technically grass.
Yeah. So any time that we're talking about crops, any episode on bread that may come along in the future.
Alcohol.
Alcohol, yes, the growing of barley to turn into beer and whiskey.
Where would we be without grass?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Sugarcane, as you said. Some varieties of sedge, but not reeds. I always thought reeds were a variety of grass. Apparently they're not. And papyrus, which I had always thought was a type of grass, is not. So Some things are grass that you don't think are, and some things aren't that you thought were.
But it grows everywhere.
It does.
You find grass absolutely everywhere across the whole planet, including Antarctica.
Really, including Antarctica? But that's quite icy, isn't it?
It is, but there's a very fine sort of thin hair sort of looking grass that grows in Antarctica.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's quite unusual, isn't it, to find a plant that grows in every continent?
Yes, very unusual. Hence the 26% of all the plant life on Earth.
Yeah, sure.
Massively.
Grass has been around for a while. The first fossilised evidence of grass dates back to the late Cretaceous periods.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very versatile. You know, it can grow in lush rainforests. It can grow in arid deserts.
Yes.
It's just everywhere. Thus endeth our episode. Goodbye.
I mean, there's some old grass that's still around. And there's seagrass in the Mediterranean that's 200,000 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite an old grass.
That's a very old grass.
Huh. You know, sort of when you go out for a walk, either in the park or through a field or whatever,
yes,
you're generally happy to accept the fact that you're walking on grass, and that's it. But if you get down and have a proper look at it, there's an awful lot of different varieties, from the sort of the thin straw-looking stuff to the wide, reedy-looking things that you can put between your hands and blow like a reed instrument.
Yeah.
All the way through to the tall, fluffy stuff, to the spiky little things that you can chuck at someone and it sticks on their cardigan.
Yeah.
Loads of varieties. Apparently in the UK we have 160 varieties, which is, you know, quite...
Of the 12,000 whatever.
Of the 12,000 worldwide, yeah, exactly. So it's relative.
Yes.
But in this country we have varieties of grass called fescue, ryegrass, Bermuda grass, Kentucky bluegrass.
No,
but they all
that's
have...
a sort of music.
Well, yes, exactly, yeah, bluegrass music. I didn't even look into where the crossover comes there. But they're all just types of grass because they have the word grass in their title. So they're quite hard to define.
But as you say, if you get down on your knees and have a look at some grass, what you're looking at, especially if it's like a lawn or something like that, there are about 6 grass plants to every square inch of lawn. Yeah.
Wow.
So the average garden has about 7 million grass plants in it.
Goodness me. The definition earlier on, which apparently doesn't apply to all grasses, but the fact that they are propagated by the wind. So their seeds blow on the wind, the seeds land elsewhere, you get more grass. Apparently that is why grass is green. Plants are green because of photosynthesis. That's
chlorophyll.
Exactly, chlorophyll. So, you know, that's good for photosynthesis. But because the seeds are spread on the air, they're not spread by insects, therefore the grass doesn't need to be colourful in order to attract bees or anything like that. So that's why it's green.
Yes.
Or vice versa.
But it also accounts for a massive amount of the oxygen carbon dioxide chain.
Yeah.
Where it sort of changes carbon dioxide into oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite yummy as well.
Is it? Have you been asking your friends the sheep again?
Well, not just sheep. It's actually the most common food in the world.
Really?
If you think about it, everything eats grass. Everything from insects, through sort of like small mammals to larger mammals.
Yes.
Apart from us, well, except we do eat grass when we eat bread.
Exactly. Yeah. So we eat the corn and the rye and the rice and the maize and the barley. Yeah.
So grass as a thing is the most popular food in the world.
Wow, that's a great fact.
Yeah. I mean, grass is very good for the environment as well, because grass stabilizes earth, so you don't get erosion quite so much. Yeah. It also stores water in the earth, which makes the earth a better medium for growing things in. And it shades the earth from the sun. Sure. If you think about it. So if you've got grass over earth, the sunshine doesn't hit the earth.
Yeah, true.
So it's actually a very healthy, good thing to have.
Unless it's in your garden. I seem to recall there have been an awful lot of arguments against having lawns in recent years.
Oh, there's this thing about wild gardening.
Yeah, so for all the good that grass does on the whole in the wild out in nature, the more suburban area that's covered with grass, because it's so well cultivated and it's so pristine and perfect and so on, it doesn't really give way to an awful lot of biodiversity. So for every square metre of lawn, that's a square metre less wild habitat for flowers, butterflies, insects, small animals, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So there has been this move to sort of, at least give a patch of your beautifully manicured lawn to a wildflower area. And there are some organisations who are really quite adamant that lawns are going to destroy the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can destroy the world in all sorts of ways. They take a lot of watering, for example.
That's true.
I mean, I couldn't believe this when I read it, but I checked it and it's true. The French, they use 6% of their entire water usage is in watering grass.
Right.
In America, they use 70%.
70?
70 to water lawns.
Flip.
Yeah.
Do they have particularly thirsty lawns, or are their lawns bigger?
I just think that Americans like a watered lawn. Whenever you drive through some areas of America, everybody has their sprinklers on all the time. It's a lot of water.
Do you know who is generally credited for the first manicured lawn in America?
Would it be George Washington?
Close. Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
It's been totally disproven, unfortunately. There were other people who got into lawns before him, but he was sort of quite a famous one. So Thomas Jefferson lived in an estate called Monticello. Unfortunately, my brain automatically starts going to Hamilton lyrics here, so I'm distracted.
I was going to limoncello.
Yeah, sure. Yes, in the early 1800s, he took on the idea of the English-style lawn, this sort of lovely, well-cultivated, nice and short, pretty-looking, ornate, landscaped garden that had become very, very prevalent in England in the preceding couple of centuries.
Yeah.
Through the likes of landscape gardeners like Capability Brown and so on. You think of any decent National Trust property or stately home or palace or anything, rolls and rolls and rolls of beautifully manicured lawns.
Yes.
And Jefferson quite liked the idea and thought it looked quaint, even after the whole, incident of wanting to separate themselves from anything English-related. He then decided to create an English-style lawn, maybe just as a little memory of the old days, I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah, he's sort of quite famous as being the first American to have an English-style lawn.
If you didn't use animals to cut your lawn, you could use lots and lots of manpower with scythes, a bit like sort of old Father Time or
yes.
Death.
Or Death, yes.
One of the people who promoted this idea of the beautiful manicured English lawn was a garden designer called Capability Brown.
Yes.
Do you know what his first name was?
Oh, I did. Is it John?
Nope.
Bob, Dave, Brian, Capability, George.
So his Capability was his nickname.
Right.
But think of Knights of the Round Table.
Lancelot?
Correct.
Really? Lancelot Brown. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, he was like the most famous landscape designer of the 18th century.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really popular. I've been to a few of his gardens. They're quite something.
Yeah, so have I. They're quite impressive, aren't they?
But when you finished with the scythe, then what replaces the scythe?
Well, unless you've got sort of sheep or cows around, if we're talking about manual cutting...
We're talking about Edwin Budding.
Mr. Budding.
Mr. Budding well, he actually grew up in Thrupp in Gloucestershire.
Okay.
Who invented the lawnmower in 1830.
Wonderful. Apparently he was inspired by a local cloth mill, which had a cutting cylinder. It sort of had a cylinder with blades on it that was rolled over the cloth to sort of trim the irregular nap on the cloth and make it all smooth and nicely finished. And he thought to himself, well, if I could put that on a set of wheels and build a frame around it and push it over the grass, then maybe it could do the same thing.
Yes.
So it was just a hand-powered lawnmower.
And that was later than I would have thought. It's like 1830.
Yes, I thought it would have been earlier than that as well.
And that was what they call a reel type or a cylinder type mower. And then a little bit later on, in 1899 in America, there's a guy called John Burr who invented the rotary mower.
Ah, right, okay.
And unusually, he was a black inventor in America in the 19th century. Quite unusual.
Good on him. I think I remember reading at one point that there was once a steam-powered lawnmower.
People have used everything to power a lawnmower. They were dragged by animals. They were pushed by people. And then sort of later on in the 80s, you got things like the hover mower.
Oh, yes, Flymo.
Flymo. There was a wonderful advertising campaign for Qualcast, which had a famous line, it's a lot less bother than a hover. But the lawnmower is quite interesting, especially if you race them.
Oh, yes, they do this, don't they? Mainly in America.
No, in the UK as well.
Do they?
Yeah. There's the British Lawnmower Racing Association.
Okay, right.
Many, many, many years ago, I took part in an endurance 12-hour lawnmower race.
Did you?
Yeah, I did a stint.
Every now and then, these little nuggets of Bruce's past pop up to delight us all.
So lawnmower racing is actually it's about 50 years old. It was started in about 1973.
Okay.
And the idea was that it was for racing drivers who got fed up with how much it was costing to race cars.
Okay.
And thought, okay, if we can't race cars, what can we race that's cheaper than a car? And some madman said, I know. Actually, it was a couple of people in a pub. I mean,
of course it was.
These things always start that way.
The best inventions. Yeah.
And they decided to divide it up into various different categories and classes.
They're all sort of the ride-on petrol mowers, aren't they?
Yes. And the rule is there are no sponsors, so you have to make every mower yourself and race it yourself.
Oh,
so
I see, okay.
There's no big money comes into it.
Right,
the idea
okay.
is to keep it cheap.
Okay.
I mean, you can buy a racing lawnmower for about $2,000, I think.
Can you?
Yeah. They come in three categories. Group 1, which is run behind. So that's the one where you sort of, there's a machine that goes along and you just run behind it.
Push it.
They're quite hard. Group 2, which is roller driven. So there's actually, you sit behind it. So it's like the mower is in front of you and you have like a carriage at the back of it that's dragging you along on wheels. Yeah, it's
almost like you're sort of sitting in a buggy with a horse in front.
Exactly like that, yes. And then there's Group 3, which is the sit-upon ones. And they go up to about sort of 13 horsepower.
Right,
so
okay.
They're quite quick.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get up to 50 miles an hour.
Really?
The races take place in a farmer's field. The farmer will sort of mow a track.
Yeah.
Step 1, take off the blades. Step 2, get on the mower and just go for it.
Right. So they are purely there to race as a vehicle.
Yes.
There's no element of actually mowing that's involved. They don't sort of have to mow. Right. Okay.
There is a Group 4, which is it's tractors, but it's not really. They're not really proper mowing.
No, they're not. No, that's cheating.
But the tractors can get up to about 100 horsepower.
Crikey.
Which is quite fast.
It's a lot of horses. Great. Well, I'm impressed that you've partaken. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I had a quick look at sort of the origin of lawns in general. It's quite hard to determine, when exactly they came about. But apparently the word lawn was an old 16th century French word, launde, which just meant heath.
Yeah.
And it sort of referred to any public grazing ground or common land or whatever that you could sort of take your cattle or your horses or whatever to graze. In the New Forest here in England, there are areas called the lawns because they're just sort of big, open, grassy grazing areas. And other than grazing your livestock, one of the first reasons that anyone sort of maintained and manicured and hemmed in an area of lawn was for sport.
Yes.
Because a nice flat bit of grass is good for playing sports on. And as early as the 1100s, they were being used for early sports. You think of all the grass sports: football, cricket, golf, rugby, tennis, lawn bowling.
Yes.
They all require a nice smooth bit of grass. In 1159 in Japan, we saw the first use of turf or sod. So laying a bit of turf, a bit of earth with grass atop it.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of planting grass from seed. That was the first time we saw anyone laying turf to make a garden. And then it sort of spread from there. But the idea of someone in the 1100s in Japan laying turf seems unusual to me. I would have thought that was a much later invention.
Because I've had that delivered. It comes on the back of a truck and sort of like looks like a jam roly-poly.
It does, yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly. And it was just sort of a steady increase from there. If you were a wealthy landowner, you had vast amounts of grass, probably just because you had a large number of sheep or cows. And then bit by bit, person after person thought, well, actually, we could make that look a bit prettier. We could put in a walled garden. We could put some flowers around it. We could make a little flower bed and, sort of create some nice stripes with a roller along the grass. And it sort of slowly became less functional and more decorative. And then via, as we've said, Capability Brown, via Thomas Jefferson and so on and so on. And then you sort of get to the lawns of suburbia. The idea of the perfect house having a perfect lawn.
Yeah.
And it's just your own little bit of nature, your own little bit of countryside, albeit very cultivated and man-made.
In America, they have rules about, in certain communities, they have rules about what your front lawn should look like.
Oh, really?
Yes, it just mustn't look messy. It almost there's kind of like a uniformity to all the front lawns in a suburb.
Yeah. And then, of course, various wars came along and lots of lawns were turned over into growing vegetables, fruit and vegetables during the war effort. So an awful lot of lawns suddenly disappeared. And then they sort of really came back in after the Second World War in the late 40s, early 50s. They became a luxury item again. We've done with the hard toil of using the land to grow food. Now let's just revert it back to a nice, pretty lawn because we can. And they've just been a sort of a status symbol of the suburban home. You have this idea of the Joneses looking over each other's garden fence to see who's got the tidier lawn.
Yes.
And it's just sort of spread from there.
But, there is the tidiest lawn of all in Southwest 19.
Oh, that would be Wimbledon.
That would be Wimbledon.
Yes.
Shall we talk about Wimbledon?
Go on, then.
Centre court.
Yes.
So why? First of all, why do people play tennis on grass? And the reason is because you've got three different surfaces. You've got hard surfaces, clay surfaces, and grass surfaces.
Yes.
And grass is the fastest surface.
Well, there's a tongue twister for you. Come on, everyone, join in. Grass is the fastest surface.
So because the ball slips along the grass and doesn't bounce up as much as it does on clay.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So it's a really quick surface. And Wimbledon is the only Grand Slam venue that has a grass court.
Oh, really? Is it?
And so they take great pride in centre court and the grass that goes. So the grass that goes into making centre court
yes,
is unique to Wimbledon.
Oh, is it? They have their own particular variety?
They have their own particular variety. It's a mixture of rye grass and other grasses.
Oh.
And what they do is every year they pick up all the grass back down to the earth. So they basically cut up all the grass that's on centre court every year back to the soil, and then they seed the soil again.
Right.
So basically, the grass on centre court is only ever 1 year old.
Wow! Oh, that's brilliant.
So they grow it. They put fertilizer on it. They really take care of it, and they use the highest tech stuff you can imagine.
Yeah. To
make the grass as hardy as possible. I mean, you'll notice at the end of the tournament, there's a lot of brown where the servers are.
Yeah.
And on the baseline.
Yeah. The servers on the surface.
Yes. But what they do at Wimbledon is they cut it to exactly a quarter of an inch all the time. Okay. So they'll even come out and cut it like every night.
Wow.
To keep it, it's 8 millimetres if you want to be metric about it. So a quarter of an inch, 8 millimetres, exactly across the whole of the surface of centre court.
Brilliant.
The guys who look after it are quite well paid.
Yeah.
And they take their jobs very, very, very seriously.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Huh.
There are a lot of words and expressions that come out of the word grass.
Oh, yes, okay.
So, let's start with the most obscure one first, okay?
Go on.
Aftermath.
Aftermath.
So aftermath is technically, math is actually mow. It's another word for mowing.
Oh, is it?
So so the second crop of hay is called the aftermath.
It's after you've mowed it?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Then you mow it again.
Yeah.
The second time, and that's called the aftermath.
Brilliant.
And there's things like day math, which is the amount of land you can cut in a day. The amount of grass you can crop in a day.
I've not heard that one.
There's an undermath, which is if you get in a wood, you get grass underneath the trees as opposed to shrubbery.
Okay. Yeah.
So an undermath is the undergrowth of grass in a wood.
Yeah.
There's a French word which we now use as regain.
Yes.
And regain is again, it's that sort of it's remowing grass.
Okay.
I mean, we have some expressions, of course, don't we, using the word grass?
I'm sure we do.
There's the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
Which I love because it technically is.
Yes. It's about angle of view.
It's about the angle, yeah. Yeah. As you're looking down on your own lawn, you're looking from above. When you're looking at the lawn in the neighbour's garden, you're looking more sideways, and therefore you actually see more green in the vertical blades. So it is actually greener.
Technically greener.
If you hopped over the fence and then looked back at your own, then your own grass would be greener.
Yes.
It's all relative.
And unless you're a snake in the grass, obviously.
Sure, yes.
But then if you saw a snake in the grass, you wouldn't let the grass grow under your feet, would you?
No, you certainly wouldn't. And you wouldn't hurry to grass them up either.
Exactly. Well, the grass them up is quite interesting. Grass is Cockney rhyming slang for an informer.
Right.
It's short for grasshopper. So it's like
rhymes
with copper.
No.
Yes. Actually, talking of grasshoppers, do you know they're older than dinosaurs?
No, I didn't know that. We had grasshoppers before we had dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Wow. Brilliant.
Then there's, as you get older, you've been back to your grassroots and you've kind of done all that, and then you may have been put out to grass.
Yes, of course.
There's also, I think, quite like about sort of relationships.
Yeah.
So there's a thing called a grass widow.
Oh, is there? I've not heard that.
Which is sort of somebody who's alone after a divorce or an affair.
Oh, okay.
But there was also a thing called a green wedding dress.
Right.
And the idea of a green wedding dress was that you'd obviously had some sort of affair with the person that you were marrying because there were green stains on the wedding dress. So green wedding dresses were very unpopular and probably still are because they kind of indicate that you may have had sexual relations before the ceremony.
They're not quite as pure as the white ones.
So one of my favourite songs, especially at karaoke, is The Green, Green Grass of Home.
Oh, yes. Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. But if you think about it, it's actually an incredibly sad song.
Is it? I can't quite think of the lyrics right now. Talk us through it.
So it's about a guy who's going home, and it's like the old hometown looks the same, and the family come out to meet him. His Mary comes out to meet him, and his mother and his father. But then it says... Then I look around and I see these 4 grey walls that surround me. And I'm going to be laid beneath the green, green grass of home.
Oh.
So it's actually a guy dreaming about what's going to happen after he's executed at dawn.
Oh, crikey.
And then his body is shipped back to his hometown and his coffin is buried underneath the green, green grass of home.
Well, that's a little bit maudlin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crikey.
But once you know that, you listen to the song in a whole different vein.
Yes. Up until now, I just thought it was a nice tune.
Yes.
Oh, dear. Now, we mentioned bamboo in passing earlier on as a type of grass that you wouldn't think is a type of grass.
Yes.
I'm not going to go too much into this because it's probably big enough to warrant its own episode, actually. But
yes.
Bamboo grows absolutely everywhere. I think of bamboo and I think of giant pandas in China, and that's it. But it grows everywhere. Malaysia, China, Japan, India, the Himalayas, Australia, Africa, South America, and even some parts of North America. There are 1,400 varieties of bamboo.
Wow.
Ranging from the short, skinny things that... you often sort of see in a flower pot on the windowsill in the kitchen. It's just a little ornamental thing, all the way through to giant bamboo, which, as you said earlier on, is incredibly tall. It can grow to 46 metres in length and 36 centimetres thick.
Wow.
So just over a ruler thick.
Yeah, so over a foot.
It's big. And it's one of the fastest growing plants in the world. Some varieties of bamboo can grow up to 91 centimetres per day.
I think you can hear it growing.
Really?
Yes.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? So it grows at about 4 centimetres-ish per hour. Because it's so fast growing, it's renewable, it's easy to grow, it doesn't take a lot of maintenance. And the thick stuff is very strong. It's quite woody, you know. So parts of Asia use it as a building material. You know, they make buildings, they make pathways, bridges out of bamboo. And you can even sort of strip layers off it and use it for weaving. You can make baskets and hats, and you can even strip it down really finely and turn the fibres into thread. So you can make textiles and clothing out of bamboo. There seems to be a popular trend for toothbrushes and pens and glasses, even, you know, spectacle frames made of bamboo. So it's a very versatile thing. And they propagate differently, whereas this was sort of the one exception to the rule that grass spreads its seed on the wind. Bamboo has these little tendrils at the root called rhizomes, and these things spread through the ground, travel for miles and miles potentially, and then pop up somewhere else to create a new clump of bamboo. So the whole underground network of this stuff, you know, all of the different clumps are all connected together.
Okay.
And of course it's good for food. The giant panda eats between 12 and 38 kilos of bamboo per day. And of course we humans use bamboo shoots in cooking. Apparently raw bamboo contains elements of cyanide.
Okay.
So we shouldn't eat it raw. But yeah, fascinating stuff.
And you can make it into underpants.
Of course you can, yeah.
I have bamboo underpants.
You have bamboo, of course you do. That makes sense.
Yes, because it's a really soft material, and it's better than cotton. Because you don't use as much water to process it.
Yes, okay.
And it's actually really nice and soft, and it's quite strong.
It's quite breathable as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bamboo is a very good material to use for making clothes.
So there you go. Bruce has grass pants.
Well, I could have a grass skirt.
Well, that's true, yes. It's not much different, is it, really?
Although the idea of a grass skirt is quite interesting because it's not really a thing. It was introduced to Hawaii by Gilbert Islanders.
Okay.
So it wasn't actually like the Hawaiian grass skirt thing. It's actually not really Hawaiian. It's Gilbert Islands. Is it? And the idea of like the woman in the grass skirt was like used in vaudeville as a kind of like an exotic sexual thing. Yeah. But no, they didn't. It didn't originate in Hawaii.
Much like the Vikings with the horned helmets, it's been attributed to them posthumously.
Exactly. So when you talked about presidents and things growing grass or having a lawn, the reason I said George Washington was because he also grew grass.
Okay.
In fact, he grew a load of grass.
Are we talking about a different variety of grass here?
We're talking about hemp.
Right. Okay.
So basically for rope and for sails and for all sorts of, and for clothes as well, actually, the cannabis plant is very, very, very good for all sorts of things. It's for health, for growth, for clothing, for food, for all sorts of things. It's excellent. And George Washington was one of the biggest farmers in America of
was
hemp.
He?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
It's about 2,500 years old, hemp, that goes back about that far.
Okay.
And it's just a very interesting and unusual material. And we couldn't do an episode on grass without talking about
grass. No, indeed. My greatest experience of hemp is it's what Royal Mail postal sacks used to be made out of.
No.
Before they became sort of plasticky, nylon-y things. Back in the day.
Back in the day. There are sort of ordinary grasses, like the ryegrass and things like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's supergrass.
Yes, okay.
We are young, we are free.
We keep our teeth nice and clean.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just thought I'd mention supergrass.
Fine.
Because why not? So, Simon, at this point in the show, we normally look at Guinness records about grass, but I can't see how there could be any Guinness records about grass.
This was a tough one because grass has a tendency to not do much.
No.
You know, we've already talked about how big it is, how ubiquitous it is, what its uses are.
Yeah.
So it basically comes down to records that people have achieved in relation to grass.
Oh, things like the fastest grass mower or something like that.
Right, that sort of thing. So I found a couple of those type of records. I found the largest area of, this is so specific, the largest area of grass mowed by a triple disc mower in an 8-hour period. Isn't that precise?
Okay.
It was 141 hectares, which comes out at 348 acres in 8 hours. And this was achieved by a company called Class in America who make lawnmowers. This was achieved in July 2018 in Colorado. And
it sounds a bit self-serving though, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. It was pretty much just performed in order to show how good their mowers were.
Yeah.
Another lawnmower-related record, the farthest distance pushing a manual lawnmower in 24 hours by an individual, just over 100 miles. It was achieved by Carlos Duke in Australia in 2024. I then found the single most expensive piece of grass, which is to say that...
it has to be Wimbledon, surely.
Close, Wembley.
Right.
So in 2000, a gentleman called Ken Bates, who was the chairman of Chelsea Football Club, he decided to buy a piece of the playing field of Wembley Stadium just to keep at home, just for his own amusement. And apparently this was the very specific piece of grass where Jeff Hurst's ball landed in the winning goal in 1966.
Oh, wow.
So he bought this little square of grass for £20,000.
Goodness. And yet the Scots go and just rip it up for free.
That's economy for you. So yeah, those are my grassy records. Well, I think all of my grass-related facts have been put out to pasture.
Very good. I think I've cut all mine.
Well, if you've enjoyed listening to us chatting about grass, please go ahead and give us a like, give us a lovely review and some beautiful shiny stars if you would be so kind.
You didn't say how many stars.
I'd go for 5 myself.
Me too.
Yeah, there we go.
And then, of course, you want to pick this up every Thursday as soon as possible. Oh, you might like listening to it at the weekend, but if you do, then please subscribe, because then you'll get a notification and you'll be told that there's another fascinating episode of Factoraly for you to listen to.
Absolutely. And having done those things, please go and spread the word about this show to your equally nerdy friends, who I'm sure would love to listen along.
Please do.
Well, thank you for coming along to listen to this episode. Please join us again for the next fascinating instalment of
Factoraly.
Bye for now.
Au revoir.